A good number. I think all along the slowdown has been related to weather, and the weather effects are fading, and we're getting the better economic data. We're getting back to trend. As we've been talking for quite some time, trend job growth is 200K, and I think we're back to trend. And I think this spring we'll get better numbers. I take the 191 at face value, subtract 5K loss of government jobs, so 185. I think we'll get 185 for the month of March.
There's very clear signs that American economic data have been held back, and you'll see that probably with a very strong employment report on Friday and the one that follows. Implied volatility in the marketplace is priced about half the long-term average. So the opportunity to both participate on a hedged basis, because this is a mature bull market, we are new all-time highs on profits. We have the opportunity for some catching up. So there are opportunities for both hedged participation and the fact that this cycle is not over with.
I think the emerging markets have turned, Adam. I think that they turned a couple of months ago. The fact is that when they started mentioning tapering last year, we saw a dip in the market. When they started doing it, we saw a recovery in the emerging markets. That tells you exactly where the money is going. So they're digesting that very, very well. I think in another year, we're going to be talking about how wonderful a year emerging markets had. No, I think you have to be careful. Certain countries you don't want to be part of. I don't want to be part of Turkey. I think we have to be careful with Russia. But China, I think, will surprise us towards the end of the year. The Philippines, I think, anything in Southeast Asia is going to be very, very surprising. And you know what? Don't forget about Brazil. They have their problems, but this might be their breakout year. Remember, they've got a lot of political issues they've got to deal with, especially with the World Cup and the Olympics and all the rest of that.
Well, there's two questions here. First, why is Amazon doing this? Remember that Amazon really did miss out on music, which originally went towards Apple-related devices and quickly morphed over to Spotify, Pandora, some other things. They missed out on video. That went to Netflix and Hulu and a few others. They can't afford to miss out on all these important media categories forever. Clearly, they'd hit a home run with books and the Kindle e-reader. This is their new bet. This is what they're trying to do. They are trying to get to a point where they matter for all forms of media. I don't think this will work. I think it's too high a price. I think it doesn't do what the gamers would want. The serious gamers would go towards Xbox or something like that. And I don't think it makes enough sense to solve enough consumer problems so that this is just an off-the-shelf, obvious Christmas gift later this year.